Today we're going to be talking about the game For the King. 2-minute review, go! For the King is an RPG roguelike game in which you create a party of 3 characters of different classes. You explore diverse lands, fight monsters, and there are a ton of monsters. I mean, a ton. Look at this thing. This is definitely not a Mind Flare from D&D. Definitely not a Mind Flare. You delve dungeons, you find special events, disarm traps, kill bosses, open treasure chests, collect loot, level up, and much, much more. It is a very rich game with a lot of things going for it. But that doesn't really tell you how For the King plays. For the King plays like a very well-polished board game. A very, very long board game, but a board game nonetheless. Depending on what gear you have dictates the skills that you have in battle. When using said skills, you basically roll to see how successful these skills are going to be, and the monsters do the same thing. So for example, you might have a sword that requires strength checks, and it might need 4 strength checks. Depending on the stats of your character, you'll have to roll, and if you get 4 successes, you very well might get a critical, or apply a debuff to the enemy. But if you get too few successes, then you'll whiff a shot, or just miss outright, or not do enough damage. For the King is a great game, all except for 2 design choices that will divide players in half, from those who love this game to those who can't stand this game. The 2 mechanics are this. First, you must start all the way back from the beginning if you die. There are no save states, so there's no trying something and then trying it again. If you die, basically, it's game over. Now, it has some mechanics such as live, so like you can lose a character here and there a couple times. But if you ever have a party wipe, you are done and you start all the way from the beginning. And this can be very frustrating because it's a very long game. So you could get 5 hours, you could get all the way to the end boss and literally die and then have to start all the way over again. Which I don't know about you, but I would just probably rage quit and never touch the game again. Second thing is, the number of healing items are few and far between, so you're always trying to conserve these, and that's basically a game in and of itself, which is a very frustrating game. Have you ever been on a lifeboat and you're starving and you're trying to conserve food? Well, no, obviously not. None of us have, probably, maybe, I don't know, a few of you. But it probably feels something like that, right? Where it's, okay, we have 5 cans of tuna fish and we need to go for 3 months. So if we eat a pinch of tuna fish every day, then that's what the healing items feel like. It's, okay, if I just use this as sparingly as I can, I might be able to survive until the end. And that is the biggest hurdle in the whole game. And it's quite, frankly, frustrating and annoying. So that's it. How much time do we have? Not bad, right? So what is my final review? I say it is a good game. It's not going to be for everyone. Absolutely not. It has great mechanics for the most part. It has great graphics. It looks cool. Has fun diversity, and there's a lot of things going for it. And if you don't like super challenging, frustratingly so games, if you don't like having to start over all the way from the beginning, if you don't like conserving potions and things like that, this game very well may not be for you. So that's For the King. Second, let's go ahead and do game design in 2 minutes or less. Game design, go! All right, so from a game design standpoint, what do we want to look at? There's a lot of things. We could talk about, the lack of items, the permadeath, stuff like that. But I want to talk about something graphically. Lots of people will see games like For the King and say to themselves, you know what? I'm an indie game developer. I'm going to make polygon art because that looks awesome and it looks cheap. Well, this is a very subtle game that might make you think it's cheap, but it's anything but. All of this graphics is custom. It's not like the Unity Asset Store and then people just hodgepodge it, stick it together. This is well thought out. For example, look at this scene. You have depth of field in the background there. You have anti-aliasing. Look at the blades of grass. Those aren't polygon art. Also, this is cool. Look at these rocks right here. These rocks are polygons, whereas this bridge, this is textured. They actually textured it to look like polygon art. It is a deliberate choice. It is very well thought through. It's consistent. It's not just a hodgepodge of polygon art assets. Look at this slime, for example. This is crazy cool. This is actually right there is a texture that they made to mimic polygon art. So it is very well thought out and it works together because it's harmonious. If you want to use polygon art in your game, cool. But don't do it because you think it's going to be cheap and easy to make it look good. You still have to put in as much effort as anything else to make something look good. And unfortunately, graphics sell games, in my opinion, almost more than actual gameplay sells games. So if your game doesn't look great, then it's not going to sell as many units as it could. Now, there's obviously some exceptions to the rule, but good-looking games typically sell more than an equivalent non-good-looking game, right? So polygon art, sure, you can use it, absolutely. But just like pixel art, don't think that it's cheap and it looks good. Nothing that looks good is easy. It always takes thought. It always takes planning. It always takes someone who knows what they're doing. So that is good Game Design 101. Polygon art, it's okay if you approach it good, but don't just do polygon art because, whatever. All right, let's look at the time. Not bad. And let's also look at the number of times I said polygonal or polygon art. Not as good. All right. So that's it for it. Stay tuned. Later next week, we are going to be doing a tutorial based off of this game. Namely, we're going to look at ragdoll physics in Unity and Blender. Cool stuff there. Also, as always, gives us thumbs up, subscribe, leave comments below, all that good jazz. You guys are the best. Have an awesome day. See you later. Bye.